Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to this channel or you don't know who I am, my name is Jacob and this is Vintage by Jacob. So I am a full-time online reseller of vintage and basically any type of clothing I can get my hands on and resell online. Now I primarily sell on the Poshmark app, and that is where I make my full-time income. Like seriously guys, all my checks come from the Poshmark app, and I basically use this YouTube channel as a way to document my day-to-day practices as a business owner and a full-time reseller, and just provide some really entertaining but also educational videos about business, entrepreneurship, clothing, reselling, Poshmark, eBay, all that stuff. So if that sounds intriguing to you, obviously subscribe, like, comment. We're building a super cool community here, and I can really use your help, and hopefully I can help you in the process. Okay, so today's video, we are actually going to talk about 3 more brands that you probably have never heard of that are very profitable brands to resell online. Now, I did a video like this in the past, and it was super fun to make. I just have fun just trying to provide you guys with some new information in case you've never heard of these brands. I think 2 of them I think one of them you probably heard of, but it's kind of maybe in the back of your mind. One of them you probably haven't heard of, and then I think one of them you definitely have never heard of. I'm gonna save that one till the end, and that's actually the most profitable one by a very wide margin. So stay tuned to the end to hear what that brand is. Okay, so the first brand is actually what this hat is. It is a Fjallraven hat. Oh, we have a visitor. Say hello to the camera. Hello, everybody. Oh, if you guys don't know, this is my Dalmatian puppy, Hardy. And he has been a nuisance lately. He is kind of like my little devil child, but I love him. But nonetheless, where was I at? My hat. Yes, so this is actually a Fjallraven hat. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I've heard it pronounced so many different ways that I don't even know exactly how it's pronounced, but hopefully I'm close. I don't know. You've probably seen this logo before, and probably on a backpack, and maybe you just didn't know what the brand was, but I feel like it's a very recognizable logo, but a lot of people don't associate it with the actual brand itself. This company is actually known for their backpacks. I believe their most popular model of backpack is called the Kraken, and it's just like a really sought after backpack, and they've been making them for decades now. I think since the 70s or 80s, but that's what they're really known for. But they make a ton of really high quality apparel and outerwear and bags and accessories, and all their stuff is extremely expensive, and it sells really fast, especially if you can find it for a good price. I would say most of their items actually sell for $50+, and especially their outerwear. They use a ton of really premium materials such as down insulation, wool, shells, like Gore-Tex, and they're a extremely high quality, just like a good quality manufacturer of a lot of different things, including bags and apparel. So if you can find any of their stuff, and if you see this logo, pick it up, because chances are it could be worth quite a bit of money, especially if it's a bag or a jacket or just a unique item. When it comes to like their premium items, you could be talking about some really serious profits on stuff, because I've seen obviously this hat. I picked this hat up at the thrift store, and this is a 100% wool, and it's like a really nice thick Melton wool, like a really desirable textile, something that like Filson would use, and they charge like $125 for their hats. And this is like right on par with that quality. And I picked this up for like $6, I want to say, at the thrift store. So you can find it. I found it, I've sold it. And yeah, I want to say the last jacket I actually found, the thrift store, I believe it was Goodwill, they knew what they had, and they were charging a little bit for it. I want to say it was maybe $30. You know how Goodwill will kind of like do that sometimes, like you'll go through the jacket section, everything will be like $5.99, $6.99, and then there'll be that one or two that's like $30 or $40. They did that with one of them once. But you can find it, and I've seen it slip. I've seen them for cheap. Obviously, this hat, and And yeah, you can find it. And if you see this logo right here, I would buy it because it's a fantastic brand to resell. All right, now the next brand I want to talk about is actually a brand I've talked about on the channel here and there. I've had it sprinkled throughout my channel a little bit. So if you don't know it from my channel, that's okay, because I only have tidbits of it where I talk about it here and there. But it's a brand called Sims. And if you watched one of my last haul videos, I actually got another Sims shirt in. And when I say Sims, it's spelled S-I-M-M-S. But what Sims is they are a very premium fishing apparel company. They actually got their start making fishing waders for fly fishermen and women, and they've kind of been the gold standard for fishing apparel ever since. They make everything from obviously waders to those really lightweight, breathable fishing shirts to like UPF sun protection pants, to even they do have some winter jackets for like the ice anglers and ice fishermen from where I'm from in Minnesota. That's a big thing, and they have apparel for that as well now. And like Fjallraven, they use very premium materials on all their stuff. All their garments are extremely technical, very well thought out, and that's why people like them, because they serve a legitimate purpose. And they're just an extremely good gear company that is geared towards fishing. So yeah, obviously any of their stuff, such as their waders, are very expensive. I'm talking, hundreds of dollars. And I have seen examples, mainly like on Facebook Marketplace, of people selling their old Sims waders, mainly because people like to get new waders every so often, especially if you're like a commercial fisherman or a guide or something. People like to keep their gear up to date, and they'll liquidate all their old stuff. And typically, if you can find something like that on Facebook or Craigslist, it can be a very good buy. I've seen examples of waders for where you could buy a whole lot of fishing gear, and it includes several pairs of waders and a whole bunch of other fishing apparel for $400, $500, $600, which can be a lot. But if you break it down by item, you can actually find this stuff pretty cheap. And obviously, I find a lot of their lightweight fishing shirts in the thrift. And if you're in an area I'm based in Colorado now, where fly fishing is a pretty big deal here. But if you're in Montana or Colorado or Idaho or any of these states where fly fishing is a popular sport, you can find a lot of this stuff for a very good deal. I find it for regular, everyday thrift prices, and it sells super well. Everything from shirts to pants to the whole gamut of stuff. Sims is a very, very good brand to resell. Okay, so let's talk about this last brand, and this is the brand that I bet none of you guys have actually never even heard of. Probably you never even seen it, and if you did, you probably just brushed by it and didn't pay any attention to it. This one is kind of a diamond in the rough. And the brand I am talking about, and please let me know in the comments if you've ever bought it, if you've heard of it, if you've ever sold it, is a brand called Immersion Research. Now, I am somewhat new to Immersion Research, but I actually just sold one of their jackets. I paid maybe $1 for it at the Goodwill bins, and I sold it the next day for $50. And it was one of those ones where it's wow, I thought I had it priced right, but it sold so fast that I probably could have got quite a bit more money out of it. Yeah, it's one of those brands. And like I said, it's called Immersion Research. I'm going to be leaving pics of it, of the logo and stuff, so you know what to look for. Here's actually the jacket I sold as well. And what Immersion Research is known for is they are a paddling gear equipment company, and they make very technical garments for paddle sports, such as, and when I say paddle sports, I mean kayaking, whitewater rafting, any of those extreme water sports, but they're technically known as a paddle sport company. But yeah, they make extremely high quality garments that are meant to be used doing those activities, such as the jacket I sold. It was a totally waterproof jacket, cinches at the waist and the cuffs, and it's you could really tell it was a jacket that would keep you dry if you were whitewater rafting or something. But yeah, this might be one of those brands that you've passed through in the thrift store once or twice and just thought it was just one of those, you know, run-of-the-mill brands, because really it's a no-frills brand, but they make extremely technical equipment, and I had no idea this whole world that is immersion research. Now, when I say this whole world that is immersion research, I'm talking about like some of their jackets and pants and stuff. They retail for over $1,000. Like, you can literally go on Backcountry right now, and if you don't know what Backcountry is, it's just like it's kind of like the online RDI. It's like an outdoorsy clothing website, and they have like immersion research stuff for like $1,300, and it's crazy. So definitely keep an eye out for it, because it can be very, very profitable. I've seen used examples fetch hundreds of dollars. And especially if you're in an area where paddle sports are a big thing, if you are in an area where there is whitewater rafting or where kayaking is a big thing, you probably are in an area where you have the potential to find immersion research. So those are 3 brands that are really profitable that a lot of people don't even know about. Granted, I feel like the Fjallraven is pretty recognizable, but I feel like a lot of people still don't know what the brand is yet. I feel like they've just seen the logo and they know it's kind of trendy, but they don't know much about it or the whole spectrum of it. Sims is getting more and more popular, so definitely keep an eye out for that one, especially if you're in a very, you know, fishing area where people do a lot of fly fishing or even boat fishing or really any type of fishing. They're really making a stamp in a lot of those areas. And lastly, immersion research. This is a sleeper brand, might be one of the biggest ones I've ever come across, and keep your eye out for it. Let me know if you've ever seen it, if you know anything about it, or if you ever find it. I would love to know. It's just really cool. And that's one of the cool things about this business is I get to learn every day as well. This is gonna sound so weird, but I look at it like you know, like bowling, and I love bowling. I have no ill will towards bowling. It's so fun. I love to do it with my friends. But like the most points you could score in a game of bowling is 300, and you kind of, once you reach that peak, you know what I mean? There's really nowhere else to go, and I feel like there's a lot of, like, especially professional bowlers, they get so good and they can consistently hit 300 games, and all they can do is just be able to become more consistent at getting 300. I feel like the industry that I'm in, the reselling industry, or just being an entrepreneur in general, there's just so much room for growth, and you can grow in so many different directions that it's honestly like, it's so vast. It's literally limitless. So it's cool. So I literally learn something new every day, and hopefully I can share that on this YouTube channel. That's really kind of like my goal. But yeah, that's today's video. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this. I hope these are 3 new brands to you. And yeah, I think that is today's video. I will see you guys shortly. Go check out my TikTok. I'll leave a link in the description. But that is that. Have a good rest of your day. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.